While The Godfather is about the rise and fall of the powerful Corleone mafia family, the story is bigger than that, with 5 families at the center of the mafia war. The Godfather trilogy begins with the critically acclaimed movie, The Godfather, which is still regarded as one of the greatest films of all time. The cast of the Godfather trilogy features veteran actors like Marlon Brando and rising actors who would later become major stars, like Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. The main themes running through the Godfather trilogy are trust and the way that alliances can make or break the movie's crime families. The Godfather begins with the Corleone family seemingly in power, but that status starts to crumble as Don Vito Corleone discovers that he has trusted the wrong people. The Corleone family's biggest mistakes and attempts to hold on to their power are the basis of the Godfather's story. Of all the 5 crime families of New York, some are more trustworthy than others, and the Godfather trilogy shows that the balance between them is delicate. The Corleone family. The Godfather trilogy is about the Corleone family's rise to power. There are 6 Corleone family dons in the Godfather trilogy, and the movies begin with Vito Corleone in power but planning to step back, so one of his sons can take over. The Corleone family is one of the richest and most powerful families in the film. Vito Corleone runs the legal Genco Pura olive oil company as a front to cover the family's illegal businesses, which include running gambling rings and offering protection to influential figures in exchange for money. Vito allows his eldest son, Sonny Corleone, to take over the business, which proves to be a mistake. Vito could be brutal, but he also has self-control, and his actions are outrageous but effective. This includes punishing a man by putting his horse's severed head in his bed. In contrast, Sonny is impulsive, which makes him easy to manipulate. Sonny does not last long, being lured out of the house and assassinated, with Michael taking over. Michael becomes the most formidable Corleone don, while still taking advice from his sister Connie, and Vito's adopted son and consigliere, Tom Hagen. Michael's revenge at the end of The Godfather is one of the best in cinema history. The Corleone family is betrayed by the Barzini and Tattaglia families, who have the support of the Strachey and Cuneo families. At the end of The Godfather, Michael Corleone assassinates all the Corleone family enemies at once. This includes the heads of the other 4 families and traitors who contributed to the attempt on Vito's life. This was a shocking but smart move for Michael Corleone because killing his immediate opposition gave him time to take over while the other horrified families tried to pick up the pieces and mourn their dead members. The Barzini family. Emilio Barzini was the main antagonist of The Godfather. The Godfather's Emilio Barzini. Headed by Don Emilio the Wolf Barzini, the Barzini family was the most powerful in New York before Vito Corleone took over. They resented Vito Corleone winning the olive oil war, and while they controlled the drugs trade in New York, they had been planning retaliation before the events of The Godfather. The Barzinis, with Virgil the Turk Sollozzo, were responsible for the assassination attempt on Vito, before conspiring with the Tattaglia, Strachey, and Cuneo families to wage war on the Corleones. Emilio Barzini and his men were responsible for Sonny's assassination at the toll booth, which Vito realizes later. Vito's years of wisdom helped Michael as the Corleones acting don, warning Michael that Emilio Barzini would betray him. This proves to be true, and Barzini also persuades the trusted Sal Tessio to change sides. The Corleone family had apparently forgiven the Barzini family for Sonny's death, but Michael planned revenge. Michael employs the Corleone family's secret weapon, their enforcer, Ul Neri. Neri and his men gun Barzini down in the street at the end of The Godfather, and he was succeeded by Paul Fortunato, who expanded the drug business and eventually became a supporter of Michael Corleone. The Tattaglia family. This family was blamed for the attempted hit on Vito Corleone. Philip Tattaglia in The Godfather. The Tattaglia family, headed by Don Philip Tattaglia, controlled escorting services and nightclubs in New York. While the family was relatively successful, they did not command the same respect as the Corleone and Barzini families did. Philip Tattaglia was more interested in women than business, and while he might not have been an intelligent strategist, his sons Bruno and John were, which helped the Tattaglia family to succeed. As the family moved into the drug trade, their alliance with Sollozzo helped them to reach a new level of power, and they joined the plot to assassinate Vito Corleone. Philip Tattaglia and his family were seen as the weakest of the 5 families in The Godfather, though the Tattaglias were originally suspected of being behind Vito and Sonny's shootings, especially after Bruno's assassination. Still, while it became clear that Philip could not have organized the attack alone and Barzini was the true mastermind, Michael put a hit on him for his role in the war, and Philip was killed at his hotel. The family nearly went bankrupt before being passed to former consigliere and Corleone ally, Altobello, who was poisoned by the often overlooked Connie Corleone for betraying Michael. The Strachey family. The least powerful but seemingly most well-connected family. The Godfather's Victor Strachey. The Godfather's Strachey family is less prominent than the Corleones, Barzinas, and Tattaglias, but the members have a very different approach to their business. Due to their political influence and fleet of freight trucks, the Strachey family has the potential to be more dangerous than many other families due to a combination of seemingly legitimate businesses and bribery of politicians. While the Strachey family is loyal to the Corleones in the Godfather novel, Don Victor Strachey supported Emilio Barzini in his attempt to force the Corleone family into the narcotics trade in the movie.